Alright, guys. We're doing it. At least it should be doing it. Okay, cool. Alright, guys. What is up? Welcome to Craft Night. It's awesome that you guys are here. And I am swapping out some stuff, but yay! Hi! Okay, so we are doing a redo of the past live because I accidentally painted with oil paint and thought they were acrylic, so I was painting it like an acrylic paint when I should have been doing. Yeah. I didn't have turpentine. I used water. It's a mess. Like, there's still things in this palette that are just a brutal reminder of wasting a $30 brush. I'm gonna cry. Anyways, so got acrylic paint this time, and it does say acrylic paint. It's backwards, but still, acrylic paint. So, yeah, we're doing that. In the replay, I will show the picture here of what I'm doing because my phone is recording this clip right here. So, yeah, so now you get to watch me work and you get to hear me gab. It's the best of both worlds, baby. Anyways, all right. So, first things first, I'm going to take my rings off because I'm very messy. Oh, wow, this is all over the place, too. I know, I have an OC. Or Nido, my bad. Anyways, I use this as a stress ball. It's very helpful. Not a fidget toy, but a stress ball. All right, I need to get my image up and running so I can look at the tree. Nice and pretty. But anyways, things have been good over here. It's been busy, it's been crazy, and I have a lot to talk about. Okay, got everything prepared. We're putting the hair behind the ears and behind the shirt because I have gotten my hair dipped in paint so many freaking times I can't count. And yes, Dawn dish soap does get paint out of your hair. It does not get paint out of the brush though, an oil brush. You probably need turpentine and other stuff. Anyways, okay. We're gonna draw first. I'm gonna draw a tree. So, I really wanted to talk about today. Hold on, my reference just went. Oh, nice. It just filled the screen. I don't need it to fill the screen. Thank you. There we go. Sorry, the tripod was like, hey, let's not function. How do I not get that to go there? I don't want that either. The new update on Macs has been driving me insane. The size of Finder now is, I don't like it. I'm not a, I'm done. I'm done. Anyways, I wanted to start by talking about why this channel exists. And a big reason I started it is, I've been a photographer and videographer for a long time, so I get to what I get to do is amazing, first of all. It's just really cool to call that my job. I never thought that would be my life. Thought I was going to be an engineer. It didn't work out. Something I can talk about in the future. But I want to talk about this channel because I feel like I get to immerse myself in trying to tell other people's stories. And I noticed last year that when so I'm horrible at telling stories. I'm getting better at it. I'm a good storyteller when it comes to my job, which is video, audio type stuff, but telling stories, still getting used to it. Anyways, I usually empty out my phone every year just so I can make room for more content because I'm a content creator. So I need room on my phone for behind the scenes videos, all this kind of stuff, and also just stuff from the year that's awesome. And I noticed from last year that I wasn't in any of my own pictures on my own cell phone. Like, there's no behind the scenes really. There's no photos of me unless it's on vacation with my husband. And I was like, I'm kind of disappearing in my own story. So I want to use this channel to, I don't know, just show that and just show the reality of figuring yourself out too. Like, you know, my tagline is like, hi, I'm TCoh. I don't know what to do with my life. I'm using this channel to figure it out. And I am. Different editing styles, different things it's kind of forcing me to try. It's just been a lot of fun. And I don't know, as I've gotten older, it's just, I feel more like an outcast in certain communities. So I want to feel like I belong somewhere. And so really using this as a means of trying to find a community as well, and putting myself out there and hoping other people that feel the same kind of have a safe place to go, which is here on these lives, so you don't have to feel obligated to talk or be around unless it's in the comments. So yeah, that's kind of why I'm here, to tell my own story and not disappear from my own life, and find a community that makes me feel like I belong there. Because I don't know, I think when you're a part of everything, you kind of don't have deep connections with a lot of people. So I'm just looking for my people, my peeps. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, I am somehow drawing and talking. Look at my tree. Wow. So a new thing I started recently, which was wild, I would never do it, is sports photography. So I've done sports photography in a way where it's not like a live event, which is my previous video if you haven't seen that. It is the one that is the latest and the greatest. Anyways, I did sports photography before, but it was in the means of like training. So these dudes are going to a training facility, they're doing their thing, and yeah, it was just kind of low pressure. So like, if you don't get the shot, you know, they're doing the drill again, you can get the shot again. And I never really used telephoto lenses in my lifetime. It was just something I had because it was a lens kit from our Rebel camera T2i, which is like one of the first cameras I ever used. But I commend the people that do that. It is tough. It is grueling. Like, it was very, very hot out. I still have like a tan line on my legs from the burns I got. And it's hard on your gear. But it was a lot of fun to connect with people that I never really would, because it was a bicycle race. So we got to meet a lot of lovely people. You know, there's some turds, but there's turds everywhere. And yeah, so a lot of lovely people that came through, and they were super stoked that I took their pictures. I thought that was really nice too. But it was definitely grueling. I remember at the end of the day, I was like, I don't know if I can do this again. And here I am signing up to do another race this summer. So that'll be fun. It's challenging because, I don't know, when you're a photographer, you kind of get in the flow of things where it's like, okay, like, we're doing this portrait shoot. This is exciting in the moment of doing it. I'm excited to connect with these people, but the settings are pretty similar. You know, there are certain elements that happen that make it a different experience every time too, but I don't know, you just kind of get in this flow, and it's not challenging you, it's not pushing you in a direction that's different. So when I did the sports photography, I was like, wow, I don't know anything. And that felt good. It felt good to know there's still more out there, right? Like, I'm not just in this one portraiture world. I'm somewhere else. And that was a cool feeling, and I keep wanting to ride that wave because, I don't know, it makes you unstoppable when you learn things and try things and do all that you can. It's a lot of fun. So that was my learning experience from it, but I will say it was also very, 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 very stressful to find people. This is my own fault, by the way, but I wasn't super prepared before going to the race because I was finishing up a giant contract of mine. And so I was like, it's a race, whatever. I've done live events, you show up, you do the thing, whatever. I didn't realize it was multiple locations I'd be driving to, and yeah. There was like a whole document he sent out that I'd somehow missed. It was just stupid. So ended up having to like figure out things as I was going, which is fine. I'm used to that, not a big deal. You know, things happen all the time at events. Some people get sick, things get delayed, happens all the time. So I was used to it, but holy crap, I was like, oh, I didn't know I was driving like 20 miles this way and then coming back towards the finish line. And then there was like just location markers of where you go to shoot, but there's not parking. So I was like freaking out, like, where do I park? How do I do this? Once those elements all came into place, it was easy. Like, you're sitting there, you're shooting. Well, I should not say easy because at first I was like, when you look through a telephoto lens, it is very disorienting when you're looking through a digital viewfinder. Holy crap. I was looking through it and I'm like, where am I? What am I even looking at? Am I even looking at a biker? And then here I am, like, zoomed in on a cactus. Like, okay, I was not even freaking close. Cool. So, yeah, fun times with that part. But once I started seeing it more and getting the habit of it more, it was a lot easier to do. And then towards the second spot, I was like, psh, I got this, even with the fast bikers. Let's go. I got my freaking high speed crap on. Yeah. So, yeah, it was definitely like a learning curve as you're going and doing that kind of stuff. It was a little scary. But again, once I got the hang of it, it was all good. All right, we're getting some blue paint out, and I'm traumatized from last time. I keep checking this that it says acrylic, even though I know it does. I'm excited. This actually, I'm kind of doing a little more abstract. This person that made their version of it. Oops, I gotta open it. Yeah, the person that made it did it a little more realistic, so doing that. Oh wow, that's funny. My chat isn't even open, so I don't even know if people are talking. Give me 1 second. Never mind. That's okay. Anyways, though, it was cool to try something new and have it even be a part of something that I've done forever, right? So, yeah. Cool to try something new. Fun times, babies. All right, we're gonna add some blue in. So I'm gonna do the tree. This is an old yogurt thing that I use for my paint water all the time. It's fun. But yeah, it's kind of funny as an adult. I just cannot talk. You know what? I'm still recovering from the flu, so give me a break. But as an adult, when you try new things, it's hard. You kind of have to break barriers with yourself to be like, it's okay to be embarrassed. It's okay to try this, and this. So you do kind of have to break down your own walls and let go of pride and all of that. Yes, I just killed a bug on there. Sorry. Yeah, it's super interesting to get into that psyche because you're most afraid, like, what if I fail? What if, this? what if I'm not good enough for this new thing? But you don't know until you try. So trying is kind of like 80% of it. Then you just do the freaking thing, and then you're like, holy crap, I learned something new. I can do anything. I pretend like I can do anything, but I can do as much as I can try to do. But yeah, I hope you guys are trying new stuff too and having the bravery to do it, because it's important. Okay, sorry. This is the first time using this program to do like a multi-channel thing, because not shading any programs, but they want to charge like $500 to have just multiple camera outputs for something. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. What about new YouTubers that want to try stuff? So it's a lot of me kind of checking in between levels and stuff like that. Because, you know, it's my like third-ish live, so I'm trying my best here. But yeah, it's fun to be painting with you guys on a Friday night. Get that out of here. Okay, let's get this blue in this motherfucking tree. I genuinely have not painted well in a long time. I was in like AP studio art in high school and all that, and yeah, let's just say I need to build those skills back up, because I do not remember how to paint. I draw a lot, so I'll use a lot of markers and things like that, or pens, which I'll probably mix some pens into here. So painting is like, my brain is like, what the hell am I doing? Wee. And also that. Okay, so we're still on the starting new things in life kind of thing. I like trying a lot of new stuff too, because I'll never improve in my life as an artist if I'm not constantly learning, right? Because there's just new ways to do things. Maybe someone did it in a way that inspired you to do something else, which is really cool. It's just a great way to constantly improve yourself. And also scare the shit out of yourself, too. It's scared a lot. And failing a lot, too. I think we forget, you know, without failure, we don't really have data to improve on. So fail a shitload. Just don't fail in a way that's like bankruptcy or destroying your life kind of failure. Like more like, oh, I painted and it sucked ass. Like maybe next time I'll use a different type of paint or paint something else. I'm not saying that for myself, I'm just saying paint as an example. I don't know, I've just always been that type of person that I like things that scare the living shit out of me. Cause like I'm always a thrill seeker. I like roller coasters, I like heights, I like the feeling of falling. It's just exhilarating. I don't know. I think those type of things also just make you really, really, really present. Got nothing else to think about but survival. I just realized, like, we're gonna paint a little tree. A little tree. Yay! I'm trying to see what it looks like on the screen. Ooh! She's reflective. Good, you can't see how awful it actually is. But hey, this is me trying something new. The photo of the trees in like blue hour, which is really very strange tones. Like I've even tried to photograph it in real life, and that time period is so fast. So like you have to wait for the sun to kind of go down in a way where it's dark enough to be blue hour, but also not dark enough to be night, and then also not light enough to still be kind of the sunset. So it's very, very difficult to capture. So the photographers that do that, I'm like, I salute you, fam, because that is a hard lighting time. It's definitely something I want to try again, though. Try it in a different area that's like more open, because we went to a mountain to try it. It was with my friend Maddie. Maddie has pretty much been like the model I've used since I started photography to just try random shit, and it's so much fun. Okay. I'm gonna add the yellows to kind of get inspired by the light and then just go darker from there. I know I shook it, there's nothing in it. Anyways. Wow, that really, yeah, we're gonna do that because otherwise it's not gonna open again. That just exploded. Okay. But I wanted to talk too about the reality of being an artist. I saw this really cool post. Dang it, the paranoia that I'm using oil paint just hit my head. Hold on. Acrylic paint. Because I'm about to use a very expensive brush. Fancy. Anyways, the reality of being an artist is like, you know, we all are like, we're full-time, we're this, we're that. But, you know, to get to this spot, like, I had to do a lot of odd jobs. A lot. Like, cleaning houses. What else? I mean, I still do this now. I teach music, which is fun, which is good for my brain. So I do that. And just other means of income. Like, photography is my main income. Like, I do that full time, but I also do other stuff to make Zamula. So, like, landscaping, again, cleaning houses. So, yeah, I saw this post where it was like, you know, what do you do here? And they're like, I'm a production person, I'm a recording person. It's like, what do you do in your day to day? And they're like, barista, a band person, someone that's in a band full time. So it's just funny because we all play like, oh, we do this full time, or, you know, on our Instagrams, it's like all you see is someone being an artist, and you're like, actually, homie, like, the grind is hardcore. I know so many people that do other things on top of their photography, like by morning working at a hotel, by night doing band photography. We all do what we can. I have been, I don't know, it's been, oh my gosh, I just realized May 1st is like, it's been 5 years of doing my business. Wow. But within 5 years now, it's like, I don't have to do that as much. Like, my business is, you know, making its way downtown. But it does take a lot, you know, you kind of have to be a survivor is kind of the case, you know, you gotta really freaking grind and be a grinder and not mind that. And it gets uncomfortable, dude. But there's just nothing I would rather do. I was just given that perspective really early on when I had lost my job during COVID. So I knew after losing that job that I would fight and dig my heels in to never work in the corporate world ever again because of my experience. So, yeah, I will never, ever do that again. So I'm realizing this light is giving a little line that I keep thinking is in the painting. But yeah, I think it's just what's worth it to you to fight for it. And if, you know, being broke and grinding all the time makes you feel uncomfortable, then definitely do it part-time or do it as, I hate the word hobby. I hate it. Ugh. I don't know. Hobbies make things seem like frivolous. Whereas, you know, we do these things as a necessity for living and our brain to feel happy. So do it as an activity you enjoy. But it's a rough world out there. But I'm so grateful to be where I am, honestly. It's been magical, and my husband is an incredible person, so supportive. I'm just really grateful to be where I am now. She's getting somewhere. Wow. I like the yellow with the blue. This is fancy. I like a little, isn't it complementary colors? I'm horrible. I literally learned this like 500 times in art class. I was in AP art and crap like that, but I guess it didn't retain very well. I'm sorry, Miss Gomez. Lady G. Sorry, girl. Oh, I almost dipped in the old oil paint crap that's still not even dry in this palette. Gross. But yeah, it's grueling, it's hard, it's endearing, it's cracked up to be. Just, I don't know, someone said, like, it has to be a certain person that likes doing freelance, and I'm like, yes, hello, that is me. I am a person. But I think also someone else said, you gotta really love what you do to fight for it in that way. Oh crap, I almost added black. Where's the white? Oh, right here. I used to be super wasteful with acrylic, so I'd rather keep filling it up than pouring way too much and just having it dry out. Just make me cry. Okay. And then let's see what we have planned. Ooh, creativity. So, we're talking about creativity as a business, right? So, doing what you love and people pay you for it, which is, I don't understand that concept still. Yes, and it keeps me awake at night. But if you're not, a person doing creative business or anything like that, even just creativity in general opens your mind up to things. And listen, I hate when people are like, I'm not creative because they think they can't paint. They think, oh, I can't do photography. I can't. Dude, creativity is everywhere. My dad, he does like everything. They're working on their own home right now. So he's like the carpenter, the plumber, all of that. The creativity of him in like the routing of everything, the problem solving, that's creativity, guys, at its core. Like, it's finding different ways than the norm to do stuff, right? So you can be creative doing anything. Like, this freaking program I had to use, I had to be creative figuring out how the frick to start this live and get it going, so, But now I have a new skill because of learning how to do that. So I think creativity in all facets just kind of pushes your mind out of, well, I was taught to do it A, B, and C. This is how this works. And then you're kind of stuck in that hole of thinking, and creativity just kind of forces you to be like, okay, I am wrong. There's 500 ways to do this, and I like this other way a little bit better than the norm. And it's okay to be like that. So, being creative, anyone can do it. Anyone can do it. Anyone can cook. Let them cook. So, yeah, you can be creative in any part of your life, and allowing it to happen is such an amazing feeling. I'm already out of white again. Shoot. I also need, this is why you have a paper towel to dab the crap that you mess up out. Oh, and I messed up more things. Cool. Hey fam, we trying shit. We making mistakes. That's how we learning. Oh, I just touched the needle with paint on my hand. That's gonna be washed tomorrow. Yeah, it's better to let acrylic paint dry, by the way, to peel it off crap. With your hair, I don't know. Just try and wash it out as soon as possible. But anyways, so the facets of creativity in life, like, that's why I have a hard time with this channel just doing one thing for it. Because I do so many things that make my life creative and fun and cool for me. So, like, in skateboarding, I'm doing a different thing, that's creative, like, involves movement. And honestly, it's very mental to try tricks. Same with hiking. I don't know. It's weird because, like, with hiking, I never thought this way. I thought it was just connecting with nature. Wow, cool. I do get creative on hikes, though. I'm very annoying. I'm very slow, and I take pictures of everything. And I'm like, ooh, there's a bug. What bug is that? And that's kind of like hiking to me. I'm not like, let's go to a destination and stand over it. I'm like, this is nature I've never been around. What is this? Because I was raised by, like, gardeners and stuff like that. So I like knowing that crap. And that's where I get creative on hiking. But I also realized recently, post knee injury, I kind of have to get creative in how I walk around things and how I put pressure on my legs. It's really weird. Really, really weird. And I mean, the obvious one is art. Like, art is a huge part of my life. I did this type of art before I even thought of photography. Like, I always liked Kodak cameras and that kind of stuff, but I never really thought it would be my profession ever, really. I don't know, I was always practical with that kind of crap, but yeah, I mean, I just think, different forms of creativity kind of make up a person. We all don't have to just be one thing all the time. And I'm sure for you, as my viewer, you have plenty of things that make up you. And that's why with the channel, I was like, I'm not niching down. I'm not doing that because I don't want to be holed in as the skateboarder girl, the photographer girl, which I already am the photographer girl and the skateboard girl in my communities. But I want to be in a community where I can be all of those things and people understand that. So that is a big deal for moi. And if anyone is here, actually, I'm so sorry, my chat is broken. So if you are talking to me, I'm not ignoring you. I can't see what's going on. I opened up YouTube, but I don't even know if it's working correctly. But I promise you're loved. And thank you for being here. Anyways, yeah. I'm having a good time. Me and my sunset lamp. Alright, I can't decide if I want to color these little lines or, like, gradate them. I might use the color pencil. Actually, you know what? I'm wasting a lot of black, so we're gonna add some acrylic in there. But yeah, so I just think there's so many things that make up a person. And that's why this channel is more about me sharing my story, right? My story is being an artist, right? Being a photographer, being a skateboarder, hiking and connecting with nature. I'm also in a band. I'm a little nervous. I don't know why I want to share it online yet, but I'll get there and I promise I'll share it. It's a lot of fun, and if I'm going to be honest, like, I feel in my bones that's probably what I was meant to do with my life, but I allowed self-doubt to just kind of cloud that too much, and even when we were really popular as a band, I don't know. I let go of it. I think it was just out of fear because, like, this type of stuff, like, it's failure and it's fun to see and everything, but with the music, like, I worked really hard to be where I am, and as, like, a woman guitarist and all that, and the songs are very personal, so I'm like, I think the fear of being judged is a little up there for that part of me. So, still waiting to show it, and you know what? Maybe I will eventually be brave enough to do that. But for now, we're just gonna stick to our cycle of skate, hike, photography, and live community stuff like this. Just to get our feet in the water. And then, you know what? When we start swimming in the water, I will start sharing a little bit more of things. So, yeah. I don't know why I'm such a baby about that, which is funny too, because like it's very vulnerable to play music in front of people, and I don't mind that aspect. I feel so connected. I feel like the movie Soul, where I'm just like in my zone doing my thing, and the universe and I are all connected, everything. But yeah, just putting it online for some reason is just a weird next step I just can't get to. If you guys have any tips, let me know. Or just, force me to do it. Anyways, yeah, so I like to think that we're more than just one thing and don't have to stay in that lane for the rest of our lives. I like a lot of stuff. I like horror stuff, which I mean, that's why I interviewed a paranormal investigator, because that's a huge thing I love. And I love Chris. Anyways, I'm trying to think what else I'm a part of. To give you even more of a wider range of things. I mean, skateboarding's huge too. It's it's funny to be older and trying to skateboard now, because when I was 24 or whatever, it's like you're young, you're in the community a little bit more, you're doing competitions, whatever, which I did one and I hated it. I was like, nope, not for me. Like, this is very performative skateboarding. I'm the type of person, it takes me like 8 tries to do something sometimes. So doing it on the spot in a line, not for me. But I don't know, you get busier though. Like, I used to skateboard every day, and now I'm like, how do I implement that in my life? I can't even fathom it. And I don't know, like, friends also become more unavailable. They have kids, they're married. So you kind of get in a different phase of skating, which is really cool. Like, I got my homies that match my schedule, and I love skating with them. It's very encouraging and fun and lighthearted. It's not competitive or anything like that. I love stuff like that. I used to be a very competitive person when I played sports, but I don't know, just after not playing them, I'm like, I'm good. I don't need to compete that bad. The only competition I have is with myself. Like, I want myself to get better at things. I don't know. I want to be more fit. I want to be more healthy. I'm not like, I want to be the best at this. I'm like, nah. It just makes you a butthole. So, I'm good. But yeah, changing that competition to yourself, I don't know, it also changes kind of how you fit into skateboarding. So, the homies I skate with, thank you for skating with me. It's a lot of fun. It's a great thing to be a part of. I just cannot decide. We're just going to use yellow and see what happens. We're just going to put a little yellow in here with some happy accidents. I do have green. Maybe we add some green in. See how it does. If we don't like it, we can put black. Oh, you know what? I lied. I'm sorry. I'm going to use markers because I can make it look really cool. But I am going to add the yellow in because it makes it look awesome too. Freaking love Bob Ross though. Speaking of someone who was very tense and hardcore, like I remember reading, like, he was in the military and he was not a nice man. But when you come home from that, it's like it softens you, like you want to have a more tender heart and easier life from the stress of it. And I mean, I know, like, some people can handle it, bless them for that, but me in the corporate world, it was kind of like that. It's very cutthroat, and dog eat dog, and I don't know, it just kind of, it made me realize the whole point of being alive is to be nice, like to be kind. So I'd rather be kind any day of the week to people than win and dominate people or be the best. I'd rather be the best and be kind, but also take no shit. So that's kind of been the motto, is, the trauma of my corporate job really taught me the value of life and the life I want to live and the life I want to lead and the people I want in my life. Money doesn't matter when you're, it doesn't. Neither does all the material things, so why not be kind? I'm using the wrong brush for this. That's okay. I'm also getting it all over my hand. But yeah. Welcome to the life talks with Taylor as we craft. Here I am thinking to be lighthearted and crap like that. But I guess I've been seeing a lot of negativity online, and it's just made me realize, like, I just want people to know there's still nice people. And just because there's a lot of poo-poo butts in the world, that there's still kind people out there, like, fighting for kindness and giving to our communities and just making life worth living. So I promise you, there's good people out there. Just gotta find them. And that's why I'm doing this, to find them. Oh man, I'm gonna have to... I don't even know. I never know. That's why I took the rings off. It's freaking everywhere. It'd be all over my wedding ring. Ugh. Okay, I don't know what to add next. I think I'm gonna add some marker. Where's the black marker? Oh, over here. I got her. There's a fun technique where you can drag the marker out with water, especially this one because it's from the Dollar Tree. And I'm gonna do that with these little moments. And also add some texture. But yeah. I love crafting. Crafting is such a fun way to express yourself. I have a lot of like random things that I want to make into products. I don't know why I said that. Projects. And it'll be really, really fun when those like actually come to fruition. So I'm hoping to do this once a month to get those projects in motion, to like hold myself accountable. Have you guys hold me accountable, because I don't know, I just get sick of stuff sitting there dormant when I know it could be made into something rad. Stuff's still a little too wet to add stuff. I'm not a big fan of the lines in it. So hold on, let me add a little bit more everywhere so it's continuous. Can't even see the lines. There you go. Now you can. It's very central. Oh, and see, for me, like, I've done art classes my whole life. This is very like juvenile looking. I made it in the center, which all art teachers are like, don't center all your projects. But it was really fun and therapeutic to make. So whatever, art teachers. I do what I want. I don't know if anyone's a South Park fan, but I am a mega fan. Anyways, this is what I made. I'll probably beef it up after this live, but yeah. Thanks for painting with me. Yeah, it needs to dry a little bit more, and then I can use my tiny little guy to add a little bit more to it. But yeah, Again, like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing these lives once a month, and it is going to be to have all these projects that are everywhere in this office actually made into something and to be proud of it. So if you have crafts that you want to do, come chill with me every month, you know? And we'll have a good time. But yeah, thanks for being here. Like and subscribe to this channel. Again, I'm TCoh. I don't know what to do with my life, so I'm figuring it out here. So see you later. Bye.